Hey, everybody. Before we start the show, I'm excited to announce that we have a new sponsor for this podcast, and it's DocRX. DocRX is a family-oriented company dedicated to tailor operational solutions for patient health and compliance programs that increases the quality and efficiency of patient-centered care, and always with the mission of the patient's health first. With over 10 years of experience helping doctors and their patients with diagnostic testing, patient monitoring, medical supplies, compliance, wholesale pharmacy, physician dispensing, billing, and much more. DocRx is your patient and health compliance solution, both under one roof. To find out how DocRx can help you, your hospital, pharmacy, or physician's office, see all their services at DocRx.com. That's DocRx.com. Now on to today's show.
Hey, I'm Karen. I'm a former CPA, entrepreneur, business consultant with big ideas.
Welcome to Cheers to Business.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today we have Mr. Brandon Kiser. Actually, I'm old enough to be his mama. He's not scared. He's got new ventures coming up. Hopefully, I inspire him as much as he inspires me. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Now, you actually went to school with Cadie, correct?
Yeah, that was one of my good friends in high school. We went to Theater High School, graduated in 2010. So yeah, that was one of my real good friends. We'd always stayed in touch over the years. So actually, how is she doing right now?
She's doing great. Yeah, she's a rock star with Payroll Vault, and she's doing fantastic.
That's awesome.
Some other people that graduated with you guys was CJ Mosley, right?
Yeah, I still talk to him. He actually going to be one of my best men in my wedding coming up. I just got engaged recently, so he's going to be one of the best men in my wedding in April. So we're pretty close.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so I want to know, what are you seeing the real struggles? What is it that you don't know? Because that's what I do is I go in, find problems, fix them, or teach people how to be in business. So what do you see as your main struggles?
My first business I've been doing for almost 2 years, about a year and a half, I'm with Colonial Life. I'm a sales representative with Colonial Life. And what we do there is I do a lot of employee benefits with small businesses, large businesses, doesn't matter, around Mobile and wherever, Mobile, Mississippi, wherever, just around here. And some of the tough things that we deal with is, people, as a business owner, as a salesman, you're going to hear no more than yes. That's a tough thing for people to get over. But for me, I just know that they're not saying no to me, they're saying no to what I have. So the toughest thing that we run into is trying to sit down with people to get them to understand what it is that we're offering here, instead of just looking at somebody and say, hey, oh, that's just a salesman. He's just selling me something I don't need, that's far from the opposite that we do. If you don't need it, we're not going to sell it to you. That's why we got to sit down and try to assess what are you guys currently doing with this situation. What do you have? What do you not have? And how we can mold to your business. No one business is the same. So we don't sell the same things to 2 business, 3 business. It all varies. So that's one of the tough things we have to do is try to, get people to understand that. And now we're just not trying to sell them anything.
So what do you see as the biggest roadblock in getting into the small businesses to be able to tell them what you can do for them?
Well, it's always the gatekeepers mainly, because their job is to keep salespeople out. So the job is trying to get them to like us first off, so they'll actually relay the message that we're leaving, instead of just saying, "Oh, I'll give it to them," and never give it to them, or never hear from them again, or whatever the case. So that's a thing I like to do, is going in and whoever it is, making them smile, making them feel like I made their day special, so they can actually get my message to the gatekeeper. to the owner, if I'm not able to talk to him or her right then and there.
Right. What's happened to you with networking right now?
Well, I was networking a lot before, COVID and everything, shutting down, and we can't really, meet it all in person. But I am in a BNI group that we all meet every Thursday for, over Zoom, just like this one right here. So we all still get able to network and kind of work with each other, see what everybody needs for the week, what people are looking for. And we have about 16 to 17 in the group. So you get it out to everybody per week. They'll have your eyes out for things that happen. And I can do the same thing for them. So that's always a good networking opportunity. Just going out and just meeting people in the business. They may not need what we have, but they know somebody else that they need what we have. And they like you, they'll give you a referral without you even having their business. I do that. I get that stuff from time to time. So that's always a good thing. Even if they don't need what you have, you still can, introduce yourself and see how you can be of service. So.
Well, you must have an entrepreneur spirit, though. If you've got that, and what else are you doing?
Well, it didn't start out this way, but it formed this way. But yeah, I do, and I plan on doing this for the end of time. But what else I'm doing is I have a Airbnb business I'm trying to get off the ground. Well, I have one right now, and I'm looking at another property to maybe get another one later on today. So that's another thing that I'm doing. And I also just bought a investment property that the guy wanted to get rid of, and he already has a tenant in there. So I just took it off his hands, and I'm going to be managing that and getting the rent right away. I wasn't going to kick him out. Why would I do that? He's paying the rent. He's good. He's on time. So
if you're starting this new business, what would you ask somebody that's been doing business for 26, 30 years?
So one thing I wanted to ask you is what made you start off in this entrepreneurial field? Was it one thing that went off in your head those years ago to say, hey, I want to do this for the rest of the time?
No, actually, I didn't want to work for anybody else.
Yeah.
I found myself being happy working the 8 to 5, whatever you want to call it. And I realized that I don't follow directions very well. And I actually have a shirt that says, I'm not bossy, I just have better ideas.
Where can I get that shirt?
I know, right?
You selling that?
For you, but it's okay.
Hey, I'll buy one if you're selling it.
Hey, you need to call Johnny at Deep Fried Studios. He can make that happen for you.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely have to do that. That sounds like something I would like to wear.
Right. And so, but it took a long time. I mean, you're talking, I graduated high school in 1984. I could be your mama. And, it wasn't until 2010 that I truly opened my own, but I had done other things. I was in other businesses. And so I think it goes back to my childhood when my dad left me alone to sell fiberglass when I was 12 and 13 years old, and people would come to the house. So, it's part of who I am now. But I was also wondering, what are you struggling with, or what advice, if you could go to anybody and ask them anything about what do I need to do next?
So one thing I've been thinking about lately is people been telling me I need to get a LLC to, do these different things. And I was always wondering, do I actually, is it necessary? Because me, I'm lazy when it comes to that. I don't want to do that's maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm lazy as far as going to get an LLC and putting it in when I can just put it on my name and just keep it there. So am I wrong to think that, or do I need an LLC, or for investments and things like of that nature?
Well, it depends on if you want any protection if you get sued. One of those weekenders, the Airbnb, somebody's there for a week and their kid drowns in the pool. Who are they going to sue?
Well, yeah, that's true. But how is it the pool's fault, or how is it my fault because you wasn't watching your kid? I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
And I'm not a lawyer. I totally agree with you. But if somebody slips in the kitchen because of the tile or trips over something, a tile comes up in your kitchen, they trip over it and they fall and break their leg, anybody can sue you for anything.
That's true. See, that's more of a thing I can understand. But at the pool, yeah, but you're right. Anybody can sue for anything nowadays, for sure.
Well, what if they're on the diving board and the diving board collapses, or just anything?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
People can sue you for anything. So a lot of people do the LLC just as to wrap around them as some kind of protection. All right. You have to think about taxes after that. How's an LLC taxed? How's an S-corporation taxed? What is really better? Rental property is what's called passive income, which means it's not subject to the Social Security, Medicare, self-employment, FICA tax. So people usually use it as an LLC. But a trap that people fall into sometimes, especially if they're flipping houses, is that they put everything in an LLC. Everybody puts everything in an LLC now, just because that's what it's cool.
Right.
Chevy was cool. Auburn's cool. Then Alabama's cool. LLC versus S-Corp. And so, but see, an LLC where you're actually earning and operating a business, you make profit in it, you got to pay self-employment tax. S-Corp's a different conversation. But if you're going to have rental real estate, it really is better to have an LLC. But there's a way to keep your tax bill down too with that. And that and having your taxes prepared. Because if you're the only person that is the owner in that LLC, then that return can be included on your individual return, and you don't have to pay for a separate business return.
Okay.
Let me tell you something people don't tell you because they don't know, is that in the state of Alabama, you have to pay to have the privilege to be a business in the state of Alabama, and it is called a privilege tax. Now, you get a buddy or go to a lawyer, which is always advised, I must say, that you get your LLC paperwork drawn up. What people don't know is that you only have 45 days to file that privilege tax return. or there's a $50 penalty.
Ooh.
And for an LLC, you're going to pay that $100 a year just to be in business.
Mm.
Something else people don't know is check your county personal property tax. That's not your real estate tax. You're paying real estate on your tax on your property, but they also charge businesses, whether you're an LLC or not. But if you're in business, they want to charge you for the assets of your company, your laptop, your pencils, your paper, your desk. So there's a lot to being in business that then, just meets the eye, and it's hard. It's not easy. That's why I admire anybody coming out, and the more education you get, the better.
Right. Over my head, but I'm trying to wrap my around a lot of it, because I'm not a tax professional, so I don't know all this stuff. But I don't have to. I can just get somebody to kind of,
And that's why you want to go to have a relationship, know your banker, and then preferably get a CPA. I think they pay for themselves. I'm no longer. I surrendered my CPA, but I really think to have that relationship so that you can send an email and say, hey, these are my choices. Do I do A or do I do B? And I think that having that relationship, somebody really cares about your business, is huge. And that's the part I like, CFO for a little bit bigger companies, is that I can go in and go, okay, here's your problems and here's how you fix them. But wouldn't it be great to know going in? See, that's the mastery I teach is 24 courses of how to be in business. Teaches you how to read financial statements, how to put them together, how to pay yourself, that kind of stuff. And so what I kind of want to do is I want to, instead of me just interviewing other people all the time, but also how can I help you? It's time for me to give back. I've been blessed. I've worked really, really hard and spent a lot of time doing it. And so I want to know how I can help you.
Okay. Well, first, I've always wondered, but why did you, whenever you sold your CPA business, what made you want to step back and give that up?
God told me to.
Okay.
It was a long, long ride home crying. The laws had all changed. People were upset. I was the messenger. If they owed tax because they did good, why couldn't I get it lower? If they didn't do good, then they couldn't pay me. And I had people dependent on me, staff. And it was 7 days a week. And so I cried and I really gave it to God. I really did. I just said, take it. I don't know what else to do. The next day when I came in, my little mini-me, second in command, came in and said, I don't want to be you when I grow up. April 15th, my last day. I pushed away from the table and I said, mine too. And he freaked a little bit and said, well, no. I said, dude, this ain't about you. You're just the messenger. God just told me what to do. That afternoon, Khalifi called me and it all went down.
Oh, wow.
I have not regretted it.
The same day?
Same day. Well, that person that come up to me says, you're dead serious, aren't you? I said, yeah, I'm dead serious. I just knew. I believe the G in gut stands for God. And my gut was just, man, it was just solid on this. When he came in and told me that, I went, boom. It's like, okay, I'm listening. Yeah, dead serious. There was tears, but he came to me and says, I know somebody who's looking to grow and they can do it by acquisition. Do you want to talk? I said, yeah, time to call me. He called me that afternoon and that's where it started. It was not an easy decision. It was harder to give up the CPA. And the only reason I did that is because the governing board is so strict, which it should be. CPA should be held to a higher standard. That's part of what you're paying for, is that they will not do you wrong. And they wanted to inflict the CPA rules into my other businesses. And I'm in with other people and family, and that wasn't fair. And I wanted the freedom to be able to, not do anything wrong, but not be held under those restrictions. And that's why I gave it up, because I knew I'd never do it. It was heavy.
I bet. How long did you have it, and how long has it been not yours anymore?
It was a year ago, May, that it was officially sold. And I had done that since 1996.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Almost as long as you've been alive.
Yeah, I'm 92. 92, baby.
So what's next for Brandon Kiser?
That's a good question. Never really thought about what's next. I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I'm getting into a lot of financial literacy. I've been educating myself on that to make sure I set myself up, good when I'm older in those years.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'll tell you a good book for that. The Wealthy Barber.
The Wealthy Barber.
The Wealthy Barber. What it is, he's a barber and he owns the barbershop, but he invests, and while he cuts people's hair, he gives this world advice, and it's actually written by a finance guy, but he tells it in that story, and it's so down to earth, easy to understand, that it doesn't get jumped up by a suit, if you know what I mean.
By David Chilton.
I think so, yeah.
I do a lot. I do a lot of Audible books. I'm in my car a lot, so I go to the gym every morning. I have my headphones and listen to audiobooks instead of music, and in my car a lot. So I'm add that to my wish list. I don't have any credits, but I'll get that. That's gonna be my next book I get.
Yeah, it is David Chilton, and he has a second one that I got halfway through on Audible, and I need to go back and finish it. The Wealthy Barber Returns kind of takes you to the next level, but it tells if you need IRAs, if you need this, it teaches you to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot about IRAs and things of that nature. I've been getting into heavy in that.
Yeah. Well, Brandon, reach out to me anytime. And if anybody needs any kind of employee benefits, how do they get in touch with you?
Like I said, my name is Brandon Kiser. I have a Facebook page. You'll see Brandon Kiser. There's not too many of me out there. Kiser is definitely not a common name. So Kiser. And if you want to text me or call me, my number is 251-593-5864. 251-593-5864. And I got also email BK. That's what all my childhood friends call me, is BK, Burger King, whatever. That's just what I'm known for. BK.Kiser at coloniallifesales.com. BK.Kiser at coloniallifesales.com.
Well, Mr. Kiser, you first reached out to me over LinkedIn quite a while back, and trying to hook and get to know each other, because you went to school with Cadie. You had heard about me. And so it's very nice to be able to have this conversation. Hopefully I helped you a little bit, told your story.
Yeah.
Let people know about you.
I know I've been hearing your name a lot around Mobile. You're pretty much a big name in Mobile, so I always wanted to meet you. And I knew your daughter for a long time, so I've always wanted to kind of shake your hand, look you face to face, and whatever the case. Too bad we can't do that now, but we'll do it someday.
We'll do it virtually. There you go.
There you go.
Brandon, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. Well, at the end of every show, we do a cheers. So I'd like to say cheers.
I don't drink though. Hey, that's what I do. When I do something. I give me a water shot. I'm good with that.
All right. Well, we're going to cheers to apple juice this morning. So,
I love apple juice.
There you go. So I say cheers to Mr. Brandon Kiser, kind of new entrepreneur on new endeavors.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers to Miss Karen Simmons for being such an awesome person, awesome mom to a good friend of mine, and an awesome person that I've always wanted to meet for a long time.
Oh, thanks so much. You humble me. I don't know about big name, but you humble me, and it's been a great pleasure.
It's been a great pleasure to meet you as well. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Please be sure to subscribe to Cheers to Business podcast on iTunes or anywhere else that you get your podcast. Visit our Facebook and be sure to give us a like. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to discuss, shoot us an email from the website cheerstobusiness.com.